When you're talking about a character as big as Barney, you're bound to make some associations. From the obvious home video releases, the endless amount of toys and plush, and the sheer cultural impact on networks like PBS, Barney had an impact on pretty much everything he was involved in. Today, though, I'd like to highlight Barney's dino tracks in and around the library. While it's a pretty niche subset of Barney history, I definitely still think there's some page-turner moments worth remembering. From the start, Barney was already becoming a library staple even back in the backyard gang days, and whether it was a simple read-along with local kids or a benefit to raise funds for the library, it's hard to overstate just how quickly the Purple Dino was settling into library life. If you want to see a little more about some of these early events in detail, check out my 89 and 90 timelines. The first 3 Barney books, based on the Backyard Gang videos, were also released during this time, and those titles, and honestly the rest of the over 100 plus Barney books released over the years, are worth their own tale, so I won't go into that much here, but they definitely solidified Barney as a character who exemplified the importance of early reading. Skipping ahead to 1993, with BarneyMania in full swing, it was only natural we get a fully fledged library-centric video, and it arrived on the scene in the form of Love to Read with Barney, a joint project between the American Library Association, Lions, and J.C. Penney. This video, shot in Barney's hometown of Allen, Texas, took 15 hours to film, and if that doesn't scream dedication, I don't know what does. I covered this in full in my Barney Spot video. One of the more impactful stories of Barney's treasury of library visits, though, comes from his special appearance at the 1993 grand reopening of the Los Angeles Central Library on the 3rd of October from noon to 5 p.m. The library had been closed since 1986 as a result of 2 fires, and after 7 long years, library patrons were ecstatic to return, especially if a certain purple dinosaur was involved. I couldn't find any footage from either show, yet anyways. From photographs, it does look like Mother Goose played a role in the live show that was performed inside the auditorium. Not so sure about this shot from outside. This may have been a kind of opening ceremony. A pretty big storybook is seen in both of these shots, so it seems that, rather fittingly, Barney and Mother Goose were reading a story to the delight of the crowd. What we also know about the show is that is not Mother Goose's actress, Sandy Walper, performing here. Shout out to Sandy for this pretty funny comment. As for the reception, I think this clip from a local news bite sums it up.
And you're all going to be back? You're going to come back?
We just finished seeing Barney.
Oh, you just saw Barney. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. Well, you might as well just go on home if you just saw Barney.
In 1994, following his contributions to both fostering reading and to the library, Barney was awarded a special Library Hero plaque by the then president of the American Library Association, Hardy Franklin. The ALA archives had this additional photograph of Barney dated to around 1995, but it could very well be from this day too. This particular costume is pretty unmistakable. Gotta love that classic Read and Imagine poster. There's also the 1999 picture book, Barney and Baby Bop Go to the Library, a story in which Baby Bop gets her own library card and learns to find her way around. After a little research, I found out that this book was photographed at the Davis Library in nearby Plano, Texas. This picture of the dinos at the front entrance was a big help, and a previous Barney book, Barney and BJ Go to the Fire Station, was also photographed in Plano. I've always thought that these photography books were neat. While I love a good illustration, there is something to be said about seeing the characters exactly as they appear on screen in real-life locations. Plus, we get a cameo from our favorite Bookworm, and it's always cool to see Booker T again aside from his, 4-episode and 1-home video run. And last, but certainly not least, 2004 brought Barney to Dollywood, Tennessee, to celebrate the state governor's pledge to bring Dolly Parton's Imagination Library statewide and to 39 states by the end of the year. The Imagination Library is a special program created by Dolly Parton that provides kids under 5 with a free, high-quality library of books just for them. I can't really think of a more perfect place for the imaginative dino to be, and it's hard not to smile watching Barney and Dolly on stage.
With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? You know I love you.
You'll love to see it. I think a lot of people have a real fondness for that sort of 90s library energy and reading all those classic kids' stories, and Barney was just a perfect fit for the time. Encouraging reading, but also getting involved with your library too, whether it's school or beyond. Either way, it's a pretty neat tale. Just had to get one more reading pun in there. As always, if you're looking to learn more, don't hesitate to check out my friends at Barney Wiki and Barney History Fans. Thanks for watching!